Oh, hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm glad that you're here. My name is Juan Scribe, and here, I'm an artist, you're an artist, we are all artists. Today, I want you to take a trip with me to the Upside Down to paint the resident monster from the Stranger Things series, the Demogorgon. So, with the colors that are across the screen and your imagination, let's get to it. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date and see all of our new videos as they come out. Do that now.
So let's get started by using a pencil first to make a circle. Then we're going to start with the Demogorgon's arms. After we make these lines for the arms, we make a line that goes from either side down to the waistline. And then we start adding some more to the arms. Now we make what is kind of like a flower shape, and this is the maw, the mouth that opens up of the Demogorgon. And there's five pieces, there's 5 petals. So let's start with the background now. We're going to use green to fill in the background. I have a 1.5 inch brush. It's pretty big. Anything that you have around this size so that it covers a lot of space in quicker time. I'll be moving kind of back and forth between brush sizes, this brush and something smaller to as I get closer to the Demogorgon with the paint, so that I can be, more careful with the lines and not cross the lines. So for example, here I have a 1/2 inch brush. Okay, so now let's take some black paint and paint the corners and add the black paint to the corners, but then we blend it with the green so that it sort of creates a frame around the creature where the corners of the painting are dark, and then it kind of becomes lighter and brighter. That bright green, it comes out a lot more now. So now let's mix some white and black to make a gray color. And this is for the body and the arms of the Demogorgon, but not the mouth. And now let's take some yellow paint, and here I have a smaller brush. I have a 10 flat brush, and I'm using it to add some yellow to add some glare, some glow around the creature. And I blend it with the green that's already there so that it sort of creates like a haze around it. And let's also darken those corners once again so that they can be even stronger with a second coat of black paint. So I wanted to make sure that I give my take on the series. I think that what the Duffer Brothers did when they created Stranger Things was they wrote a love letter to us 80s babies and to us hardcore fans of 80s films, science fiction, adventure, the E.T.s, The Thing, Ghostbusters, all the references in Stranger Things that are just so countless and so meaningful to us fans. It really, forced us to connect with the series. Okay, so let's mix some red and some yellow. And let's add some white in there too. We're gonna try to let's add more white. We're gonna try to make the color of the creature's skin. So we're gonna add more white even, because we want it to be pretty pale. And then here is my number 10 flat brush, which I'm using, but I'm gonna wipe off some of that paint, and I'm gonna add it to the top part of this arm over here. I want to take this time to remind you to subscribe to our channel. You don't want to miss out. We have a lot more tutorials just like this one. Okay, so now I'm going to take off most of the paint. I'm going to wipe it off with a paper towel so it's a dry brush, and I use that to blur that paint onto the arm so that it will be soft. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other arm. So first I'm gonna apply the paint onto the other arm. And I'm gonna leave little crevices here and there. So just to indicate that there's shadows, and I'm gonna leave little gaps here and there. After I apply the paint, once again, I'm gonna wipe off the paint with a paper towel, and then I'm gonna use the brush, which is gonna be dry, to soften what I'm applying right now. Okay, now I'm gonna add a little bit of black paint to add shadows to this creature, to mostly the underside, to where the chest is and his the rib cage. And then once I add this paint, I spread it so that it creates a shadow effect on most of his midsection here. Okay everybody, so something a lot easier now. Let's paint this flower mouth red. Everything, all these petals, just red, okay, with whatever brush you need to use. Small brush for the fine lines, so it's to stay inside the lines. Big brushes to fill in most of the large spaces. We just fill it in red. But this is the catch. We want to do it at least 2 times, but we let it dry between, different coats of paint. So you want to paint it, then let it dry like 10 minutes, and then add a second coat, which is what I did here. Now I'm adding white with a smaller brush. This is a number 4 flat now. It's much smaller. And I'm adding just hints of light. So this is white paint on the arms. Okay, so here I have my number 4 brush again. It's pretty small. Let's take some black paint and let's dab on some black paint inside these mouth parts to indicate that there's shadows in there. Let's also add some shadows to the arms and the body of the creature. And now let's add a little bit of skin to some of the outer parts of these mouth petals. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's add some red to that skin color that we made to make it more red. And let's, with a small brush, dab on just some texture inside of this mouth. We just make it bumpy in there. There's all sorts of, like textures inside of those petals. Okay, and now we're gonna do something that's a lot of fun. We're gonna create the color for the fangs, the teeth. So let's add some drops of water to some white paint and some yellow paint mixed in there too, to make an off-white yellowish color that is watered down. After that, we need a detail brush. Here I have a detail brush that I'm gonna use to carefully make pointy, tiny little fangs. It's kind of like a shark, to where they're not straight, you know, they're not aligned. Some are on top of others, some are behind. It's just a pretty hideous scene. Okay, so one more gruesome, disgusting detail. Let's mix black and white to make a gray color with our detail brush to add some drool inside the mouth. Thank you for painting with me. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please share your work with us. Our information is in the description section. Also, visit our Etsy store where all our artwork and sculptures are available for purchase. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, check out etherealartsstudio.com.